IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire. IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire.
Well, ambassadors, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today, March 11, I do an emergency for all unit for home front. Do an emergency for all unit for home front. Yes, fellow ambassadors, to give an assurance, want to bring for our attention. Say the enemy, La Republic, you don't form clique of gangs where they go for various LG, them various county them. They go come in their numbers. They go come a 10 man, 15, 20, 30 to 50 man squad. They come say they come for cancer problem for your LG. They go call you, say power they come for cancer problem where you and John and get and Peter and get them. Anybody may go remember for your LG, go fight. Everybody go remember for your county, go fight. Anybody will go come say they come solve problem for your region, you go treat it as enemy force. Anybody will come for your LG, for your county, all commander them and full soldier them when I go treat them as enemy. So when they come for Meme, they don't go for Manu, for go discuss for settle peace. When I go see them, when I go treat them as enemy forces. So when they come for Meme, they don't go for different places for go settle problem them, when I go treat them as enemy forces. So when they come for Manu, they don't go to go solve problem them, when I go treat them as enemy forces. Anybody go remember for LG and for a county go fight, I'll click army, you don't confuse. So now you don't get gang, clique of men, 15 their numbers and above. They will call una come, they will say this so una get problem with this other come, make the worker settle una. If una leave and come, they will squeeze una, his arm una, wipe una, and then La Republic army go come for back and give them back up and the wipe una all, clean una all. We're not going to make it happen. So all the foot soldiers and the commander them, if you carry anybody, go for another unit, don't say that unit, they go wipe her all. If you carry any unit, go for another unit, go solve problem, for go discuss anything, or for go attack them, they go wipe you all. I say they go wipe una all. So when they call you, anybody call you, say Pamo go for this unit, for go solve problem. No go. Anybody call say Pamo go for this unit, for go attack them or invade them. No go. Anybody call you say Pamo go for this unit, for go do anything. No go. And I go remain for phone, and I go discuss anything for phone. And commander them, and I no go stay for phone with anybody more than 1 minute. And I go no go stay for phone with anybody less than 1 minute. Even when I talk for phone, and when I reduce her, you finish for talk with somebody, change the position at the same time. When somebody say Pausa I did, just say just talk and they listen. Not tell somebody what I did for Lagos, you go for Akankpa, or you come over Akankpa, you go for Onitsha. That one will be a problem. No tell nobody what I did for point A, for corner river, you go for up river, or for down river. No tell nobody nothing. When somebody say hello, Pausa I did, just say just talk and they listen. When the person they talk. If they talk no, it makes sense to cut them. You gotta be very wise, or you don't want to make they pick your signal. You don't want to make they pick your signal. No trust nobody at this time. Even your shadow, you don't go trust them. You don't go trust nobody at this time. They work out for home front day. They don't bring something where they call and say APL something. Where they work out for convince fighter them. You join certain groups them. When you join at all, they will carry on bundle at all, the wipe on all, clean on all. When I keep my eyes open, I keep my ears open. Now, they bring up on attention. So therefore, safety first initiative week. When I go carry operation for home front, I no go talk on a location. I no go talk on a name. You no go say, oh, do you want a General Mango or General Bush Mango this live? No, you go say today, now March the 10th or March the 11th. You will call the date and the year. You say live from home front. Now ARF then this for home front. You no go call your LG, you no call your county. The reason I say once you call your name, say now General Mosquito this or General Butterfly. Once you don't make that video or that audio, enemy go pick them, you can locate and trace where they go kill you. So now we'll put them for work as well. Carry operation just say live from home front. ARF from home front live today. Now March the 20th, live from home front live. No call your name, no call your LG, no call your county. So that those who they don't go for DDR center, they don't get information again for feed them for enemy. They can define with the kiwi. Once you call your name, you call it's how we they define somebody where they don't grow for that area for DDR center. They carry, they put it for army jeep. They give you military uniform. You can turn off on the area. They find one for point out the kill one. Sometimes they be frustrated. Point even a civilian may they catch and kill them because they don't get the person for sure. But if you don't call your name, you don't call your LG, you don't call your county, then they go fill in the blanks themselves. As to the fight they go, we push them, we'll keep our eyes open. As to the fight they go, we'll keep our eyes open. The Republic election them, they don't really put their voting boxes them for their various headquarters. From Manfe, go for Manfe, from Manu, go for Manfe Central, for Kumba, go for Kumba, for Boya, go for Fako. They nothing for do. They don't really play that trick. Anybody will keep those voting officials them for your house, or those boxes them, or any office, keep and so at your own risk. So thank God for our service and sacrifices. Last but not the least, we will not forget, say the Republic Army, the cash we are civilian people them, They plan weapon for their skin. Yes, La Republic Army get weapon, the way they don't keep them. When they catch where civilian people them, they will carry them, and they put them on another time for Konye. As they catch people, they go to put them, say the weapon, they get them. Those people, they don't run go shoot for bush, they don't get no weapon. The enemy, La Republic catch them, he plan weapon for them. They say the weapon, this way they get them. Carry some of them, don't shoot some of them. Some of them take ransom. In the days ahead, we'll not go talk again. They will hollow show. So they move, we go, we go stay focused. We thank all the new recruits that don't come in. Now carry operation, carry attack, we'll talk with a name. When any commander tells you, say, we're gonna go attack another camp, tell you, say, no, sir, we dey for the war, they for fight La Republic. Our enemy that. Our Republic Army, our Republic Dio, all their government administrators are enemy for us. And those who know the follow ambassador rules and regulation are enemy. I say those who know the follow ambassador rules and regulation are enemy. Either you are in or you are out. We're gonna stay blessed.
Yeah, welcome, fellow Ambazonians. Yet another Saturday. This is Pony Long, your usual host for the IG Defense Briefing. Sorry we could not put up a show last week for be our control. So today, as I promised you at the beginning of the year, always do our possible best to be live and to give you details on what is going back home. Please, if you are joining us, you hit the share button. Hit the share button, hit the share button. You are welcome on board. Those on home front, 21 gun salute to all our valiant fighters, all our brave warriors. I say 21 gun salute all. Please hit your share button, hit your share button, hit your share button to our CIC, our Commander-in-Chief, Dr. Samuel Komosako. I give your 21 salute. The Vice President, the Cabinet, everybody, please. And on home front, all our civilians on home front, please, I extend my very, very warm greetings to you, to your family. All that you do, please know we are always with you people. No matter our distance, we are there for you and will always be there for you, fighting to see that homeland is free. I think I have one panelist who is a co-host. It's not normally a panelist, a co-host. Commander Kenneth, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Wonderful. Thank you. Can you come up and this is Pony Long, your humble servant, talking to you live on ABC, 7:16 p.m. Yeah, Commander Kenneth, can you talk to the Ambazonian people? I don't get the link yet on Facebook. I don't know. Tapadi, can we get the link on? I don't get it on Facebook yet. Let me check. Yeah, the floor is the mic is yours, Commander Kenneth.
Yeah, Comrade Paul, thank you for having me. Good evening to the Ambazonian people, and we are happy to have you here for this today's edition of this Saturday's Defense Briefing. I am here to give you a perspective. That's from the War Room, the NSC. To tell you, what we know with the situation on the home front. And we promise you that, as always, we'll always tell you nothing but, we'll always come up and tell you the truth, what is happening down there. So thanks for having me, Comrade Paul. Good evening to our panelists, to our technical team. And I hope we'll be able to satisfy our viewers tonight. Thank you, Comrade Paul.
Yes, Comrade Kenneth, Commander Kenneth, today we have, we are on a course that is unstoppable. That is one of our topics, and a stand against treachery. I think these are the two issues we are going to be talking about. That we are on an unstoppable cause, meaning we are the never again generation. That you cannot break us, you cannot divide us, you cannot quench us, you cannot silence us. We took a decision from 2016, a decision that we will fight till the end. We don't know how long it will take, but we will fight for how long it takes. Ambazonian people, listen to me. We don't know how long it will take, but we will fight for how long it takes. So this is why we are talking today, that our cause is unstoppable. And a stand against treachery, internal treachery and external. It means infiltration from La Republic, bought and sold over Ambazonians, whose names we are going to mention. I mean, first of all, before we go into our program, please, can you give us a highlight on what? Please hit the share button, hit the share button. Today's program is not going to be too long. We just have a 30 minutes program to brief, to make sure that defense briefing is always on board. Because we made a pledge, we made a promise to the Ambazonian people that we are going to be there. So if it's going to be me and my brother, we will continue till we have the grace. So my brother, please, can you give us a brief on what transpired on the ground, on home front, in terms of military action? You have the microphone.
Yeah, thank you once more. Yeah, in terms of the situation report on the home front, you just talked about treachery, and the enemy within is much more dangerous than the enemy without. So we happen to, I'll start, that's where I'll start, because we had some of this, we've been warning the Blacklegs up to this point, telling them that they should either desist from their actions or face justice from the Ambazonian people. It is but clear that some of them who are not listening are falling, and are falling because of their own actions. We would not tolerate our people being sold to the La Republic government, because they are putting everything at their disposal. They are putting in a lot of resources to buy over some of our people, those ones that are gullible. That's what they've been doing over time, and some of them are on their side right now. If I may say. So we start with looking at the situation on with Ngokutunjia, where we had a notorious black leg called Zachary. This guy was neutralized. And this is somebody whom on several occasions wouldn't heed to our warnings. We had warned him on several occasions. And at one point, we decided that we are going to stop giving out the warnings. We'll just act. So he had, we've seen several homes being burnt over in Ngokutunjia. We've seen our civilians being tortured and so on. So this is one of the persons that have been going behind and selling our fighters, maybe giving locations of our fighters and trying to, point out relatives of our fighters and causing a lot of havoc in Ngokutunjia. So Zachary made his fate. He was neutralized. And we hope that from that, there will be some sort of normalcy. Though we are still working to, see that we locate or we pinpoint those that are still out there and trying to do what continuing with what Zachary used to do. That is from Ngokutunjia. I will go over to, there was, let me see. Okay, on March the 17th, we had, that is Manu. We had some action in Manu where we had our ARFs of Boss Jungle Highway. There was a device that they placed an IED, and it so happened that one of the La Republique, the terrorist armored personnel carriers, fell on it. This was it was an armored personnel carrier with a capacity of 12, which means it can carry up to 12 of their terrorists. So from what we got, the information and everything from those that were in that armored personnel carrier after stepping on that IED, none of them survived. None of them did survive. So information from the ground is that they were even scared to pick up the armored personnel carrier. It was there for quite some time, and they had to come back the next day when the cops were already in. They had started decomposing already. So we are giving 21 gun salute to those boys that did carry out that work, that operation. And we telling all of them that they should continue in that regard. So still in Manu, I was on the 18 in Acquire. There was an exchange of gun exchange between our fighters and our ARFs and the La Republic terrorists. So our ARFs overpowered them and neutralized a lot of them. A lot of them were neutralized. That is the situation report for Manu. I will be taking us over to the Bui, where we had on the 18th at 8 a.m. No, 2:30 a.m. Excuse me, 2:30 a.m. There was a contingent of the terrorists from La Republic. They did come in into Bui at Kikaikom, a village called Kikaikom in Kumbu LGA, in the wee hours of the morning. That was 2:30 a.m. And they some sort of took their position. They ambushed our ARF. But it was, as we have always said, our fighters are living in their environment. They master their environment. They are everywhere. That I've said on several occasions. They are not afraid of the enemy. They are better off than the enemy. Better. So when they were in this, when they took their positions, what led to our ARFs that those terrorists were out there. So what did they do? They took that information, outmaneuvered these people, went and took positions in their they took their position in their escape routes where these people were supposed to live. So they were there for up till I think it was about up to 9 a.m. in the morning when the terrorists decided that they were going to leave. So they met their Waterloo because they met there was a serious gun exchange between our ARFs and this the terrorists from La Republic. So at that same moment, 3 of them were neutralized, and 12 of them were seriously injured. And the information that we gathered from the hospital, from the 12 that were injured, 3 later on gave up the ghost, and they were sent back in body back to La Republic. That is the operation that our boys carried out in Kikaikom, counter-attacking, or let's say the hunter becoming the hunted. So from there we had on the 23rd, there was another operation that was carried out in Melim in Kumbu, LGA still, and there was maybe some sort of gun exchange between our fighters and the terrorists again. It was led by one of our generals, and from the information we got, the operation was carried out at night. So a lot of the terrorists were neutralized. We don't know their numbers, but we expect in La Republic is hiding those numbers, hiding their death these days. They no longer bring it up. But sometimes we're going to get that information because there's always that leakage from their camps. We'll get that information. I think that is that for Bui. Let's go over to Meme, where on the 23rd, a terrorist soldier, popularly known as Knockdoll, was also neutralized by our forces that are on the ground. And then let's look, I think that is that for Meme also. And then in Fako on the 16th of March 2023, in Moya, 4 terrorists were also neutralized. They were neutralized, 4 of them. From Moya, now we go to Mezam last week. Last week, where there was a personnel carrier from La Republic, where it stepped on another this thing, IED. And from what we got from the information that filtered to us was that 3 of the terrorist elements were neutralized. And there was one of them that was a very, very high ranking official. Somebody maybe only second to the terrorist called Buba in Mesa. So we heard that there was also, I think there was one, I think a lieutenant or something. I think there was a lieutenant also that was in that in the company of that high-ranking personnel from the terrorist military. So there were three that were brought down. So with this, I would just want to give an alert to our ARFs in Bui. You know, we've always I want them to be on high alert because the terrorists, they are very much around. They are within that environment. They are hiding around. But the one good thing is they are masters of the environment. They will always see them. They will always cooperate with their people. So let them be on high alert. The warning also, I'm also giving that same warning to Bokutunja. And then Meme and Mezam, some of the places where we saw some serious action. Because some of these people, what they want to do is they are out, they just want to retaliate. They want to revenge. But as I've said, our ARFs, they are invincible. They're invincible. And if they come, they'll meet their Waterloo. Comrade Paul, that is all that I've got for our situation report on the home front. So the microphone is over to you again.
Yeah, thank you very much. That every week we make sure at least 50 of them, maybe we identify some few, 50 and above, are sent to where they rightfully belong to serve a Canadian. Yeah, it's allowed work from our it's very commendable, and we say to Gonzalo to them, department from the thank you very much. The ground free liberate hope. We have every work put up with nothing more than our prayers that you will continue to motherland, you will continue to defend the people of Ammonia. Self-determination is not never a sin or our human right. We are going to exercise any limits as that is how we to execute it. In due diligence, we are going to make it. We are talking on the fact that course is on some email dealt with. This is one of the eyes we got it on the screen. Thank you, brave warriors, for that our land no go zone, that our land is not as it be before, and that we are potential permanent enemies so long as we fight for independence, the restoration of independence. We may be natural danger to our peace loving civilians. Everything to protect them. We must do everything to protect our people. That when you see pages like this, please see to become of this terrorist action in our land, from our land. Please write before you come Amazonia. Course is unstoppable. It started in 2016 like a joke, but Where are we? Riding high. We are riding strong. Soldiers are up. Our chest puff up to make sure that the enemy suffer. As much as they say we will not sleep, they will suffer. Because a child who says the mother will not sleep, that child will not only sleep, but the child will suffer. Because the child will cry, the child will make noise, the child will be stressed. So if your mother, the mother looking at you. So we will destroy their economy, which we have already destroyed. They now live on borrow. There is scarcity of so many things in their land. There is high rate of inflation. So our cost is unstoppable. They have touched us. More than 600 villages have been burned down. We have lost more than 60. Now it is the most abandoned places in the world. We know that. We will not. I want to assure the international community that until we get what right for us. In 1961, in the 21st of 1961, the UN Assembly, our independence was devoted to Armenia. It was changed with something else. We were giving up in the house in the UN Assembly. It was a yes or no. 60 yes, 3 and we had a 9 neutral. So when this particular chapter, when it left United Nations, came over to Ambazonia, why change with a story of plebiscite? Why? Where did the issue came from? Where? There is no country in the world that had plebiscite. There's none. So why do we hear of plebiscite today? And we have decided that enough is enough, that our cause is unstoppable. That if legs, Ambazonia not stop us. County, black, the will of one Ambazonia the 500 we one Ambazonia. Image that you say our cause. We are unstoppable. Commander, are you there?
Yeah, it seems I don't know. I don't know if it's a problem with my device or yours because I can't get you well. I can't hear you well. Can you hear me? Comrade Paul, can you hear me? Comrade Paul, can you hear me? I don't know if there's a problem with my device or is it, I mean, or it's yours. Can you hear me?
My image is freezing. I don't know why.
Yeah. I think there's a problem. There's a problem with your device.
Yes, get me.
Yes, but your sound is breaking.
I am free.
Your sound is breaking. Yeah.
Okay. Sign out and come back in.
Okay.
Okay. let me sign and let me go and come back in.
That's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'll wait for you to come back because I didn't quite follow up with what you were saying. So, please, if you can sign and come back in, then that will be better. Let's see if your sound quality improves. Are you trying to do that, comrade? Okay. While we're waiting for Comrade Paul to sign back in, I would like to take us back to Gokutunjia, where we have a situation in Gokutunjia. There was last week we heard from our people there that there was this mayor that had been the La Republic mayor that had been in Yaoundé all this while, and he some sort of came back and connived with the colonial DO and the brigade, the terrorist brigade commander of Ngokutunja. I think that was Babisi. And
Commander,
I think they had a meeting.
Commander Kenneth,
Yes.
can you get me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. No, why my email freezing?
Seems it's still freezing. Cover it.
I think
Seems
it's
still
better
freezing.
now.
I think it might be slightly better. Okay. Right on.
Yeah, can we ride on?
Yeah. Right on, comrade.
Yes, I was talking on this issue of the fact that we are unstoppable, that we is nothing. So I wanted you to get your own side of the comment on this force that is unstoppable. Black legs cannot stop us. That the we single and is way above 500, the betrayer of 500 black legs. Just the single Ambazonia is more than the betrayer of 500 black legs. The Ambazonia who is present on the field will make 500 black legs to sleep well. So that is the fact that remains on the ground. I was asking to make to the fact that our cause is unstoppable.
Okay. Yeah, comrade. The first thing I'll say is that we are resilient people. We don't give up. You know, it has taken us. We've been in this revolution. It has taken us 7 years, and we are prepared. Even if we should go for another next 10, 20 years, we are prepared to do. To fight on until we are prepared to fight on until we get what we want. This total restoration of our statehood. That is something which we have been making our ARFs on the ground to understand. And gradually we are educating them, bringing them up to speed. They understand the essence of this fight. They know that it is a generational fight. Nothing is going to stop them. We're not taking a step back. We have to go all the way until we get to Buya. It is rather unfortunate that we have people at times, those that have been brainwashed by the enemy saying that, okay, those that are actually the proxies of the enemy that are saying that, sometimes where we've had enough of this thing. The majority of our people, 90 something percent, they stand with us. And they understand that this is a generational fight. It was not by mistake that we came up and our generation was supposed to take this fight. It will be a shame. Let me repeat here, it will be a shame, it will be a disgrace for us to hand over this fight to our kids, because the situation will not be the same as we find it today. It will never be the same. So we will not be kind to our kids if we should hand this fight over to them. We should do everything possible within our own means to finish this fight now. It's not tomorrow, or not the day after tomorrow. This generation should fight it out. We are very capable. We are very capable. There is nothing that will stop us from going against the enemy. The problem is the unity that we need. La Republic has realized that, and they're trying to, do what they're good at doing: divide and conquer. Maybe divide some of us, split us apart, and then maybe come in and cause havoc. If we make that mistake, as I've said earlier, and maybe hand this thing over to our kids, because from what we've seen, from the writings on the wall, from the people we are communicating with, La Republic wants to make sure that they stop this thing once and for all, that there should never be anything about Amazonia, and will be treated worse than slaves. Let our people get this. Will be treated worse than slaves. Anybody who thinks that if we leave this thing today, if we leave this fight today, and then tomorrow, we'll go and be received with open arms. We should not forget that we are the 2 cubes of sugar. We are the 2 cubes of sugar. We have refused that we will not dissolve, and nothing is going to change that situation. We will never dissolve. We'll get out of that victorious, and we'll make sure that we get our statehood. We restore our statehood. It's just a matter of time. We are going to get there. So, Comrade Paul, with that, I think I pass the microphone back to you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Barak remain. Barak stand up.
Soldier come, soldier go.
That is why now, yeah, the whole point is that we cannot hand it to our children. No, it's a battle that we have started. Where you are tired, others will continue. It's now a relay. Our fathers, Fonchard, when they started it in the 90s, we had the NCNCs. Most often it were made up of those retired people. We were laughing at them, even though I was part of the NCNC at one time in 93, 94, like that. I was an NCNC activist, though it was not open, but I remember, may his soul rest in peace, Pa Bambot. He was a neighbor. I also remember Pa Taku. I don't know his whereabouts now. I don't know if he's of late or he's still alive. I hope he's still alive. These are 2 people who mentored me when I was a member of the NCNC. And I also had one friend, a senior, who was the youth leader at that time. It was really a very wonderful experience that I had, hiding from the police. Trying to feel the impact of my independence, which I was fighting for. So it's unstoppable. Another people that we have to tell them that our cause is unstoppable. The hand PDM senators strolling in land, mayors, because no credible in Amazon, no credible election. 2016. They said they were handpicked. They were selected by the young men. Now all the parliamentarians, councillors, mayors, that those is your personal politics. It's not politics for people. It is for your personal interest. Because if you stand for the people who are oppressed, you fight for them. You will always be with them. But now we see that you are taking side with the Yaoundé government. It means you're not fighting for your people. Let me tell you people something. 90%, 99%, let me not use 90%, 99% of those who are on home front are Ambazonians by will, Ambazonia by spirit, the Amazonians in nature. This is why we are on a course that is unstoppable. Everybody, this 1% are this mixed blood who came into Ambazonia in disguise. And when they see that their interest is at stake, because they never came into Ambazonians as real people, as real citizens, they came in with secondary interests and motives. Now they see that their interest is at stake. They are fighting us from inside. They are fighting us from inside. And now we also have an unstoppable government. A government that is focused to carry us till the end. That is why when I look at I look at Dr. Sako, I see a man focused, a man with a will. Because let me tell you, at one point I said to myself, I cannot take this thing anymore again. It was just too much. But you see, Dr. Sako has a mandate. He cannot refuse, he cannot reject that position. He cannot even resign, because by nature he wants to resign. But he cannot, because he did not put it where he is. It is the will of God. It is the will of the people. There's a Latin word that says vox, a Latin statement that says vox populi is vox deus. It means the voice of the people is the voice of God. So it is the voice of the people, which automatically is the voice of God, that is keeping him on that chair. And that is how focused we are. That is what makes our cause unstoppable. Now, when you talk about unity, let me tell you, we are equally united. How are we united? We have the 62 counties. We have 62 LGAs. We have the 13 counties. We have the legislative, the judiciary, and the legislature. We have all this intact. And the interim government. So they are united. Somebody comes, we don't know who to talk with. You know who to talk with. The interim government of it has all the LGAs, it has all the counties. It makes the structure. So we are united. If you want to face us on negotiation, united. Pick from voted from every LGA, every county. Please, our cause is unstoppable. We have started. We are not handing this baton to our child. We are till the end. Any child who is born in this fight continues. Eritreans here, we don't know how long ours will take, but I don't think it will up. Yes, destroy the point that they are confused. They don't know who to look, whether to look at their die or to confide. We believe at one point they will do what? They will give up. Will continue the ground. We saw Nehemiah's coming up to. They have the if we don't give power of this revolution will end. They have to increase firepower on the ground. Up to a day today. Social media noisemakers. No structure to show for. So we are embodiment of a people. Enough is enough. You know, Commander Kenneth, as born as a La Republique citizen, you are welcome with three things: fear, poverty, and intimidation. So they thought they could give us this particular aspect as a gift to grow with. But when we destroyed that yoke, that chain of intimidation and fear, they are seeing a different people. not the one they taught in 1961. But we thought we caught these people. We thought we caught these people. What happened? Our gendarmes have always been there to monitor their actions. Our bees have always been there to intimidate them. How come that these people are still fighting up till now? How come we have not been able to crush them? How come we have not been able to dictate where their source of supply is? Ambazonians, we are changing like chameleons. Ambazonians, our will keep growing every day. Our force, our tenacity, our power keep growing every day. We keep changing. We keep making the game different. When they say a football match is between 11 players on two opposite camps, we make them not to understand our play style. We started with wata na wata. Today, shake no day. We keep changing. We keep evolving. We keep evolving. If you take down General A, General B, that comes up is even more stronger than General A. So Yaoundé is confused. When you think you can hold down our finances, when I look at people like Nanchop, Marianta, and the rest who siphoned, who have the money of the interim government in their personal accounts, they are not ready to give it out. I feel pity, but they thought they have crippled the government. No, the interim government is still strong, raising funds. We have the the Amber Aid website that has been installed, that has been launched by the interim government. We are telling everybody, please subscribe. The lease is 10 euros every month, $120 every year. Subscribe. Our finances keep increasing. We had the launch by the president last week, I think it's last week, of the first part of the draft, which will continue to the other zone is launched. Please, we are unstoppable. This cause is unstoppable. Money will never end to flow. And as long as money never ends to flow, that is how our fighters on the ground will always be. The barracks will never be empty. The barracks will never be dry. The barracks will always be full of determined, young, old, middle-class Ambazonians, intellectuals who are ready, who knows the value of independence, who are ready to defend our country, who are ready to defend our motherland with their blood. Our cause is unstoppable. Yaoundé, listen and listen carefully. We are not backing down anytime soon. You will leave our land. Your soldiers will bend their heads in humiliation, will carry their bags and leave Amazonia. There will be joy in the morning. No matter how long the night is, sun will rise. It is a fact that no country that has fought for her independence ever lost. No. We will never lose. We will never give up. And we will win. We talk on a stand against treachery. Commander Kenneth, are you there?
Right here. I'm here.
Oh, thank you. I sorry, I'm taking the platform by myself. Yes, we are talking on
It's
treachery.
okay.
When we talk of treachery, we talk about internal treachery, we talk about external treachery. Internal treachery, we see people like Chris Arnold making things easy for the enemy. We talk about internal enemies in the house, like the Ayabachos, the Akwangas, they abandoned Switzerland and internationally recognized talks that puts pressure on La République. They struggle, they dismantled they tried to dismantle our network, and then they went to Canada to talk to, God knows who. I saw one of the participants, a mayor in one village. I think in this delegation they had about five sellout Ambazonians, and just I think 2 low lives La Republic citizens coming to talk that they want to hell a talk. Please, which message you have for internal treacheries?
Yeah, thank you, Comrade Paul. Before I go on, I would just like to talk about there was an issue that you raised that about which was about to talk about parliamentarians and mayors and so on, that they are not a representative. They are not a representative of our people. Never. They will never be representative. They are not representative. They were not elected by our people. They were handpicked by the regime in Yaoundé to lord it over our people. We have said no to that and will continue to say no to that. Everything they're trying to do there is to sabotage our cause. If they came in, if they are a true representative of our people, how comes that when they want to come in for their so-called elections, they come with military people? And they're everywhere. If they were a true representative of our people, those are bootlickers. They live on crumbs from Yaoundé. And what they do all the time, they come in, they try to tear us apart because they are in bed with the regime. We have said it and we've made it very clear. If they want to side with the regime in Yaoundé, it is very easy for them. Let them go across the Mungo. Let them go stay there. We don't need them on our land. Ambazonia does not need those people. We never elected, our people never elected them. They don't recognize them. Those are part of La Republic. And if you are there, please make sure you stay there. Don't come to pretend as if there is nothing. We know that their military are occupying our land. Yes, for that we are fighting that military. If you think at any second that you are a representative, come and stay, interact with the people, go about freely, then we'll know that you are a true representative of the people. That is what we're saying. It's a challenge we're giving out there. For the issue of the so-called these people you named, the Chris and so on and so forth. We have seen history. We have learned from history that those are the people that those that were we thought the people we could rely on. But we've always said, the bad thing about this struggle is that we are losing our innocent civilians. That is the bad thing about this struggle. Our people are dying day in, day out, being killed by sellouts like these people you're calling, the criminals and so on, the ADFs and so on. Those are the people that are taking the lives of our people. That's the real bad thing. That is what we feel bad about that. But the good thing is that if we look at it, that our struggle took this long, and if there is something good we should take home about that, is the fact that most of these people, had it been, we have seen their treacherous nature, had it been that we had what we wanted from the get-go, these people would have held them like gods, kings and gods. But it's like a juju dance. We've been dancing for so long, and their masks they have been falling off all the while, and we've seen them for who they are. Now, talk of maybe them going into maybe have some negotiation they are not talking on behalf of Ambazonia. Those that are employing them, they're just employing them that they should come in and try to do their dirty work. They are people that are good at divide and rule. So those that they're bringing in there, they're bringing them that they should just help, break the house, put the house apart. But it will not with this government. Not with this government. When they go out there to talk, they are not talking. There is none. Let me tell you something, Comrade Paul. They can do whatever they want out there, say whatever they want out there. The struggle will continue. They don't control anybody on the home front. They don't have any soldiers. There is nobody that will listen to them. The only way for this thing to end is for us to get what we want. Our interim government, we have a president, a very capable president, a very able president. They know what to do. He has a cabinet. They can always meet them. If they want on the terms, on our own terms, without which we are not going to call it off on the home front. We, the Amazonian people, we will continue giving the fighters what they want. And we don't care if they go out there to, block all the routes and do whatever. We will always improvise. Those ARS, they are smart enough for them to get the material that they want at home front. They will improvise. They will get what they want. Somebody was saying something about some of these people that, some of them, they're out there, they are going to look, I've said it. Let them go and do all the brouhaha, or go and say whatever they want out there. And then when they come back, let them call the people, let them come and say, okay, we've negotiated, this is what we've concluded, this is what we've arrived at. Okay, fighters, drop your sticks, and let's see if that will ever happen. It will never happen. It will never. So let them do all what they want. They are doing it for themselves. They have received their paychecks from La Republic. Let them continue. That is blood money. Let them continue living on that. But we call the shots, and nothing will change it. Thank you, comrade.
Yeah, thank you very much for that elaborate analysis. Yeah, we got the shot, and there is nothing that will change about it. We are well organized, well structured. We have everything put in place. Now, we talk a bit about this black legs. Like I was sent a video from Clovis, made a last Monday and Tuesday we had a special lockdown for Ngule, who was Ngule Jews that was killed, detained and killed by La République, and we saw the corpses of two of our boys. I don't know, innocent civilians. I cannot say our boys because they were not identified. Two innocent civilians under the feet of Moja Moja, parading along Ekona Road. And I got up this morning to get a video for a cook-up story by one young man. I don't know. You see, Commander Kenneth, sometimes I like words to describe people like this. I like word to describe that young man, Clovis. I don't know what he is fighting for, what he is fighting against. I don't know his mission. I don't know his raison d'etre of doing what he is doing. But this is a treachery that, one, nature will fight it, and two, we will fight till we get to Boya. And who then? Nature, when I talk about nature, I say karma will reflect. Karma will come in. They cut two. I just made a live show on my page, Paul Nilong. Anybody who wants to get a detailed analysis, a direct exposition, exposing the lies of La République using Clovis to implicate innocent university students, to implicate them in a crime they did not commit just because one has been killed, and they want to justify the reason for killing that one. When I look at Clovis, and who are you angry with? Not the cause of your problem emanates from Yaoundé. That is the source of our problem. When they hijacked our independence in 1960, when our independence was hijacked by Edwards, the beginning of our problems. When in 1961, red cap military officers entered in Amazonia for another recolonization. When independence is declared, let me tell you, foreign troops go out of the country for the troops of that country to take over. But guess what happened? On the 1st of October 1961, instead of French armies to leave, English soldiers to leave Ambazonia, French gendarmes entered inside Ambazonia. That was the recolonization of Ambazonia by her neighboring country, by La République du Cameroon. We're supposed to be free. There was no agenda for a red cap force to enter Ambazonia. It was never signed in Fumban. It was never agreed upon in Fumban. What was agreed in Fumban was a two-state federation. How come a two-state federation, your military is a foreign military is coming into another country? And today, Clovis, you are laughing, you are fighting that you are fighting terrorists. If I tell you to define terrorism, can you define terrorism? All those who are sympathetic to La République, please. Look, let me tell you, one of the things they destroyed us was our true history was never presented to us, was never told by the La République citizen. Our history was distorted. That is why they brought in their so-called Victongo. Victongo is not an Ambazonia. Victongo is a Bulu man who disguised himself as an Ambazonian to write our history according to the taste of Yaoundé, not according to how things transpired. I was in one forum with that Victongo, and I asked him in that forum, you are an Ambazonian? Can you tell our story more than us? He picked offense and he exited the forum. That I have abused him, that he is not an Ambazonian. Is it an abuse? Telling you your identity? It's not an abuse. So to traitors, we are not your problem. Yaoundé is your problem. Lack of the knowledge. Lack of proper knowledge of who you are will make you mistake your enemies for your friend. That is what is killing most of these traitors. Please go back and read your history. Then you will know who you are, who your true enemies are. I just ask this question. When I hear they always say, Bamenda, you see sometimes they put this Bamenda issue in front. I don't want to talk about it because we have gone past that level. But I want us to cite just an example of the oil in Sonara. Since oil was discovered in 1977, has any Ambazonian been made the general manager of Sonara? Where does Sonara pay her taxes? Yaoundé. What positions does Ambazonia occupy in Sonara? Security cleaners, sector chef. When you go to the finance department, you will not see any Ambazonia there. When to exploitation department, see any Ambazonia there. You will see only Bulu. They have taken over everything. That is why they have transformed Victoria into a semi-Bulu land. Because they started encroaching in Victoria since 1977. If you go to Victoria, you will get a Bulu generation that they don't even know their great grandfather. They don't even know. They know that Victoria is their land. Because first, second, third, or fourth generation. Just for example, a child was brought in Amazonia in 1977. A small girl from Yaoundé. The father started working in Amazonia. At 18, for example, let's take this example, that girl was brought about 5 years. at the age of 5 in 1977. The father started working in Victoria. By 18, just imagine that child got pregnant at the age of 18. By now, the child of that child will be 18. And maybe if that child is pregnant too, will certainly not know anything about Yaoundé. Will certainly not know anything about Bulu. But will tell you that he's from Victoria. His mother was born in Victoria. She too or he is from Victoria. So he's automatically an Ambazonian. And that child will never support anything Ambazonia. So that is how they have infiltrated us. Fellow Ambazonians, we will deal with treachery in the house. All these so-called mayors, I just want to cite that as a small example of how they have infiltrated us. That we are not the problem. Those Bulu people are our main problem. Their governance in Ambazonia is what is causing what we are facing today. So please, don't be angry with your own people. Angry with the enemy that was brought in the house like a child. Like the Graphi man. Don't blame the Southwest man. We have it. They took our independence away. They took our 1972 National Unity Day. Which national unity? When referendum was called and a decision was imposed on us, under which directives? The Constitution says that on no circumstances nature be changed. On no it means there was no referendum that was to be conducted to change the system of this written constitution. So what happened to that constitution? Turn a blind eye and you are blaming your brother. Yeah, like Clovis Nasseri, a numbskull. I don't know what to describe us terror. It's a pity, but we are going to deal with it. His betters have come, did not succeed, and they are silent today. So please, if you are an enemy in the house, you will give an account of every deed, every single deed. You will give an account to it. There is no doubt about it. But let me tell you, Ambazonia is a wheel. You didn't see the wheel. When they say the wheel of a people, you don't even see it. It's not something that you see. It's not a structure. It's not a structure. It's not an object. It's a spirit that lives in me. Some have dropped out, which is normal. Some have changed camp, which is normal. It's a matter of time. No matter how long it takes. The truth we are fighting for. It is justice we are fighting for. It is our fundamental human right to defend homeland. So traitors, you are welcome. But ask yourself, where will my name be written in history? In which book? In the book of fighting for a better tomorrow, or in the book of fighting to destroy a better tomorrow? Ask yourself that question. Before you take any stand, before you change your position, ask yourself that question. ANSC, I think by now you people ought to have done something very, very pertinent. I don't know, it's a defense briefing, but when we see some scallywags turning around Ambazonia in all freedom, sometimes we look only the ANSC. Please, what do you have to say when you see some scallywags making live show, provoking our people? You know, sometimes we think the defense department is failing us to take care of such individuals. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, okay. Comrade Paul, thank you once more. From the Defense Department, I'll tell you there are a lot of, there are a lot of those issues that are classified. Before, there was that noise that we used to make out there, but that just goes to notify our enemy, let them know what we are planning or whatever we want to do. I would like to say here that I don't think Clovis is not somebody we're even supposed to be discussing. He's nobody. What he's doing, I think he is suffering from identity crisis. He doesn't even know where he belongs. He doesn't know if he's an Ambazonian or he doesn't know if he belongs to La Republic. But right now, we vomited him. If he wants to belong to La Republic, fine. But there is always an issue when you're a traitor, because the person you are trying to side with would never trust you even. Because if you can do it to some people, the people that should be your own people, then those that you are trying to side with, they will never trust you. So it is a double-edged sword. If he comes here, he knows if he comes to us, he knows he's finished. Stay with La Republic. When they're done with him, they are going to chew him and spit him out. We have, we within the house, we have our own plans. We have things we are planning to do. We are looking at them. Some of them may take time, but we are looking at them. We are following them meticulously. We will not just jump at conclusions, or what we are looking at will not just, we will take whatever plans we have for anybody, Clovis or whoever, it doesn't matter. We have our priorities set straight in front of us. For those priorities, we'll make sure that those that are first, we follow them according to the level of importance, how important they are. Clovis, I will tell you, he is just a DDR contractor, a mouthpiece for the so-called Shipland Public. He's just a mouthpiece for them. He's a DDR contractor. That is what he is. He comes there, they tell him what to do. He sits on the media, talks shit to our people. We don't take that. We will not take that. Even within the DDR, you saw there was a time that he was giving some slaps in the DDR. They don't even trust him. He's not even welcome in the DDR. That is to speak to the type of personality, the type of person that he is. So, within our house, we are working on each and every issue, not only that of Clovis, as I've said. He's not somebody we should be calling. He's not calling out here. Let him, whatever he's doing there, he's been contracted by the enemy. He is there doing their dirty work. Let him continue with that. Sooner or later, his time will be up. It might be from either side. It might be from either side. We may be going after him. It might be like public that may end up even, the people he sided with, it may be the ones that will end up finishing him.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we are not.
that,
Yeah.
they are good at using and dumping. This time they use and
Dumping.
they kill.
Yes, they use and kill. So yeah, when I listen to him, he says that I had this contact. He called me asking for this and these materials. I wanted to, I had to put him between with the Semil and so on and so forth. That is useless bravado. He's talking about. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. If he's out there, he claims he's an agent, and as we said, he's a DDR contractor working for them. Picks up some signals here and there, or picks up some threats here and there, hands them over to the cement to do their dirty work. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And I listened to his story. His story does not even add up. His story doesn't add up, because you might, if I want to debunk it, I may debunk a lot of it from what he's saying. But the one thing that stands out very clear is that and it's something that I want the Amazonian people to understand, is that they have the blood, they have the blood of innocent Amazonians on their hands. And whatever they're saying, whatever he was saying, that, you know, they have evidence, they have this or they have that, they confess. Under what conditions did they confess? Under what conditions? You take somebody to Semil, you put him under duress, torture him, and you expect him to tell you the truth?
He saw his brother dying in front of him. What do you expect him to say?
You are killing him, and then what do you expect him to say? And he expects Amazonian to believe what he's saying? So you torture that person, torture him seriously. You know, you are just, what you want from that person is your own version. Somebody will tell you even, you know, what you want to hear, so that he should get himself free out of that particular situation. An example is that of Linus that died. He said it was after the operation, they came back. He doesn't know what happened to Linus. Linus went and died. So you pick up somebody who is very, very young and healthy. He comes to you, by the next 2 days, he just dies. He just dies like that. And he expects us to believe that?
Those are all
they were all put under duress. No, they don't add up. They don't add up.
It really does not add up. It really doesn't add up.
Yes, the story does not add up. And there was a time, you know, we saw one in Gokutinja lying in his own blood, Zachary. You know, each and every one of them. There's a time. Look, there's nothing that can derail our quest. You know, we are out here. We will get what we want. Black legs or no black legs, Ambazonia is marching forward. Nothing will stop us.
Certainly.
The ANC is working on that. I'll say this to you, my dear brother. Look, the ANC is working on each and every case. As I've said earlier, we will not come out here and be giving strategy in public. We will never. We have a house that, you know, is composed with coal.
Yeah,
we have a house that is
the people just need assurance.
Okay. No, what I want to let the people to know is that we are doing their work.
Yeah, they just need assurance. They just need to know that the ANC, the Defense Department, is working on something to make sure that things are put in place.
You know, there is not a time that we don't look into all of, the situations, whatever is happening around us, we analyze it and maybe arrive at the conclusion what we should do about it, that particular issue. We have our meetings once every week. And in those meetings, we always deliberate. We come up. There are some of these issues. I will not even want to say that, I don't want to bring it up here. But there are a lot of things we deliberate. As we say, we prioritize them. Some of them, when it happens, Amazonian people will see. Some we may own it, some we may not even end up owning them. We may own some and we may not own some. We will look at it, we'll work on it, and the Amazonian people will see the results.
Thank you very much.
I also want to say this.
Yeah, you just included with your run-up statement. I think we have gone far above our time today. You just included with your run-up statement. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to say this. I think our people should understand and they should know very well that we've come, we've come this far. It is not something for us to take a step back. The maltreatment we were getting from La Republic, even when we joined them voluntarily, it was to the extent that we could not withstand it and we want to step out. All what they are doing, if we could look at what they've been doing from inception, from when this struggle started, they knew that their mighty bees were coming in to crush us. But when they met with a lot of resistance, they were surprised. And even to find boys that were not, don't have proper training, fighting the way they were fighting, and even, gaining an upper hand over their so-called, or their pot-bellied soldiers. They were surprised. They were genuinely surprised. So what did they do? They came back with another strategy. And let Amazonian people understand this. Look, when they come in, they kill our young ones. They kill our children in school. That is a war strategy. When they burn our villages, that's a war strategy. When they release prisoners and tell them to go pretend like Amber Boys,
Yeah.
and kill and torment our people, that's a war strategy. Why are they doing that? Let me put this in a nutshell. They are doing that simply because they want our people to turn their back. They want to pull it for quite some time. When they pull it for that period of time, our people will be frustrated and they'll say, okay, we had enough of this thing. Let us go back to where we were. That is a war strategy. When they could not defeat us on the field, they've now resolved to using different methods, different means to maybe come at us. And there is no better way they are doing it than making our civilian population to some sort of say, okay, now it's been going on for some time, we are suffering, and please let us end it like that. What the information we are getting is that once we are conquered in this war, what the situation we'll be facing will be found worse than what we had before. And by then, there will be no way for us to turn back. Let our people understand this. Those that, all of us, we know that 90-something% of our people, they are in this. They want us to really get it. The one thing they should avoid is those people that their only sense, and maybe they come in with packages, the boys that they are using or the people they are using releasing from prison to come in and maybe terrorize them. In the name, when they look at them, they say it is Amber. Look, we've been in this ANSC for we've been in this ANSC, this structure has been existing for some time. And the one thing we'll say is, there are some of those atrocities when they happen, we look at ourselves, we get into the house, we ask, where is this thing coming from? None of us identifies the people. And there are times we go out there, we tell people, this is not the ARS under our interim government. They'll say, no, they are Amber Boys. Forgetting that Atangaji did come in with his own voice. So, we should look at this clearly and understand that La Republique is throwing everything. They are throwing the kitchen sink at us. They want to, they are really suffering. They are suffering because our boys are killing them in their numbers. We are beating them in this fight. So what they want to do, they want to get around to our population. That will never happen. Our population, they get it. I know they get it because we're doing a lot of education. We're trying to let them understand what is happening. What we should do is we should be more united. Our people, our population on the ground, they should be united with our restoration forces, and they understand that the only way for us to survive is for us to beat these people and beat them well. We should never allow them. We should never allow them to come close to us. This will take me to another point. When the so-called terrorist called Buba, who is in Bamenda, when he came in, we have this. Yes, we have this intelligence.
Up, Commander Kenneth.
Pardon? You said something. What did you say?
Rounding up. You are rounding up. We don't have.
Yeah.
I say you are rounding up. We don't have much time in this.
Yeah. When the so-called General Buba in Bamenda, when he came in, he came in and he made a promise. Because he was I think he was specialized in maybe this, guerrilla warfare. So he came in and promised his politicians, these people in Yaoundé, that he was going to, finish this thing within a short time. He was bragging about that. But what he met was what he didn't expect. And up to today, his mouth has been shut up. But he still keeps on promising his people that he has Bamenda. If he can finish with the northern zone, it will just be a matter of maybe 2-3 weeks and he'll be done with the southern zone. That's the promise he made. But we want to tell our people that will not happen. Let them stand behind our fighters. Let them stand behind our ARFs, and victory is assured. We will win this fight. It is our generation. It is the never again generation. We are not going to pass this fight to another generation. Comrade Paul, there's still a lot for me to, to dish out there to say, but I think we are, as you say, we are running out of time. I would just like to thank our televiewers, those that came in, those that showed up for this, those that have been watching us today. we want to say thank you and wish you all a happy weekend. It's a rendezvous for next week, Saturday, once more. Thanks for tuning in. We want to thank our technical team, Pastor Commando, Director Paddy, and all the people that we have behind the bench at the technical team. So thank you so much, Comrade Paul.
Yeah, thank you very much, Commander Kenneth. I think my colleague has thanked the technical team already, thanked the viewers. You see, we are two co-hosting the program. It's not when I'm not there, Commander Kenneth is there to host. And if we are together today, it means we are co-hosting. It's just that I take the lead today. He has thanked everybody. Faithful viewers of ABC Amber Television, continue to share. We'll be with you again next week, Saturday, for another episode of the IG Defense Briefing. Till then, we wish you all the best. You stay strong, you stay safe. God bless the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.
IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire. IG Defense Briefing.